Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and today I'll be doing my top 5 Nintendo consoles that could get their own LEGO sets. Now, as of a few days ago, we did get to see what the Ocarina of Time LEGO set is going to be, and that's the final battle at the end of the game. And as of recently, Nintendo have been releasing, or are going to release, a lot of different sets based on some of their games that they've made or stuff like that. So yeah, because we've got the Lego Deku Tree set, which was released a few years ago. There's the final battle set that's coming out sometime this year. That's based on Ocarina of Time, and then there's the upcoming Pokemon Lego set. So that's the one being one with Pikachu, Eevee, and the Kanto starters. And with those, they also released two different Lego sets based on the NES console and the Game Boy console. And yeah, this video is going to be me talking about some if Nintendo are going to be making some more Lego sets. This is going to be more me talking about what some of the potential sets that's based on some of their consoles and how that could work as a whole. So yeah. So for number 5 is the Virtual Boy. Now with this as being a potential set, it could work. I think it could potentially work, but I think when compared to the other points that I'll be talking about when it comes to the other potential Lego sets that I'll be talking about in this video, I think the Virtual Boy has some potential, but I think it'll be one of the last things to be made if it is turned into a Lego set. So yeah, and I think it could work. It could be interesting to see like how the console could be made out of Lego, and similar to the NES, to the NES Lego set, where that one I think you can pretend you're playing a Mario level from Super Mario Bros. You could do something similar with the Virtual Boy Lego set in the sense that you're pretending you're playing one of the games that you can play on it. And I think from what I've seen, you can play tennis or something like that, and you could do something like that where you can control like where the ball is going to go, or control like the tennis racket or something in terms of like, oh, we've pretended you've hit the tennis ball to one side, you move it to the other side or something like that, and then you could do something like that. But as a whole, I think the Virtual Boy is probably going to be, if not the last Nintendo console that they could make as a Lego set. So yeah, but I think it'll be interesting to see how this could be done in terms of making it a Lego set. So yeah, for number 4 is the Game & Watch. Now, I would say this would be an interesting console to make or to make into a Lego set, and they could do like they could make it like add like a Game & Watch sort of thing, in the sense that you can like make like, because if you've played Smash Bros, that has Mr. Game & Watch in it, he has like several different moves, I believe, that's based on his own games, and I think he's got like a frying pan attack. He can juggle balls, stuff like that, and it could do with the Game & Watch thing. You could build the main console, but you can switch the different Game & Watch like things. So, for example, because the reason why I'm talking about this, like the way it could do, is because last month I made a Lego Disney TV thing, which I'll put on screen now, where you can switch the panels about. So with one being the Disney logo, one being Toy Story, another one being the Lion King, and the Game & Watch Lego set could do something like that, where you build the main console, but the different panels you can switch out with different Game & Watch sort of thing. So like, you could have one panel with Mr. Game & Watch, like using a frying pan, another one juggling balls or something like that, and yeah, you could like just change like they're doing things or something like that. I think that'd be something really cool to do. So yeah. For number 3 is the Game Boy Advance. Now, I think, yeah, because we've got the Game Boy, I think it'd be really cool to see the Game Boy Advance have a Lego set. And yeah, I think it'd be really cool to see, like, just making all the different, like, making the console as a whole in Lego. And you could have, like, let's say, like, a game on it, like, on the main screen, like, one of the Zelda games, like Four Swords Adventures, I believe. You could play on the Game Boy Advance, and I think as well the original Four Swords, you could play that as well on the Game Boy Advance or something like that. And yeah, it'd be really cool to see like what, because if you look at, also like, because like what I'm trying to say is that I think because with each of the consoles that could get a Lego set, they could have like a potential like game that revolves around that particular console. So for the Game and Watch, one that I talked about, it could have Mr. Game and Watch. For the Game Boy Advance, it could have Zelda or Mario or whatever made the console that it is, or something like that. But it'd be really cool to see like a Game Boy Advance type of Lego set, and yeah, it'd be just really cool to build and stuff like that. So yeah, for number 2 is the Switch as well as Switch 2. Now I think with this point, I think it could go either way. I think there's more of a chance of the Switch 2 being a Lego set because that's the more recent console, and there could be the Switch 2, but I think they could both be their own Lego set. I think there could be one set before the other, and yeah, when it comes to like how it's done, that you could, because both consoles both have their own sort of gimmick. So with the Switch 1, it relies a lot on motion controls, and with the Switch 2, it's got the mouse control feature that's added on. So for these two sets, you could do something like with the Switch 1, you could the Joy-Con or that could be connected to the Switch, and it could be a game like Skyward Sword HD or Mario Odyssey, and it could be like, oh, I'm moving the hat or something like that, and it could be something similar with the Switch too. Like for example, it could be Mario Kart World, for example, and when you're using the mouse controls, it could control the kart as well, or something like that. And I feel like if it's not two separate sets, it could do a similar thing to like how the Deku Tree or the Deku Tree set is done. Where with that set, it's two different versions of the tree in one, so you could build either the Ocarina of Time version or the Breath of the Wild version, and it could be something similar like that with the Switch and Switch 2 Lego set, in the sense that you can build, let's say, the Switch 1, for example, first, and then the Switch 2, or build the Switch 2 one first, and then build the original Switch, and it could be something like that. So yeah, and for number 1 is the Wii U gamepad. Now I think this would be, I think it'll be a really cool set to build, because you could just build this bit. Like you could build the big gamepad for the Switch, not the Switch, for the Wii U, and you could have it like, oh, you build the case around it, and then for the screen it could be something like the Wind Waker HD or Smash Bros for the Wii U or Mario 3D World or something like that, and yeah, and you could also have. Because I got when the Wii U came out, I got the Wind Waker version, which doesn't really change much when it comes to like comparing it to the original Wii U. With the only thing it being having the Hylian text around the gamepad, you could do something like that where you have like these gold or yellow Lego pieces, and you could put them into the Wii U gamepad, and they could spell out some of the Hylian text or something like that. That could be cool, but I think as a whole, it could just be the main gamepad of the Wii U, and just having one of the games that I feel like helped the Wii U a bit, because the Wii U, it didn't have a lot of big games. It did have a lot of like well-known games on the console. I think when it comes to like, oh, what made the Wii U, I think it's probably going to be either the Wind Waker HD, uh, Mario 3D World, Smash Bros, or Mario Kart or 3D World, or something like that. Just so that it could be cool or something like that. And similar with like, let's say the NES set, where you could pretend you're playing the game. It could do something like this with the Wii U gamepad. You're pretending to play the Wind Waker while you're doing the final boss, or with 3D World where you're going through one of the levels, or if you're playing um, Smash Bros, not Smash Bros, Mario Kart 8, you could be driving on part of the track or something like that. And yeah, I think the Wii gamepad would make a really cool Lego set. So yeah, so that's been my top 5 Nintendo consoles that could get their own Lego sets. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.